New Radio Sports Network and 105.1 The GOAT as Gibraltar makes a trip to Brussels to face Southern Door. That game will be on 105.1 The GOAT tonight. We're joined right now by Gibraltar head coach Justin Burress. And I should probably add head cheerleader too, because you're doing a good job last night at the girls' game, getting those kids pumped up, doing the defense chants, doing the slow claps and things like that. How much do you enjoy that little Vikings program that you did both during your game earlier this week and then also last night at the girls' game?
Oh, I love it. It's a huge part of the program and why I love coaching. It's a great reminder to our players about where they started and how basketball is the most of all you want to have fun with the game. And seeing all those guys in the gym, those guys and girls in the gym, just kind of brings joy to everybody's faces. A lot of energy. We try to use that energy to put on some good cheers. So, yeah, I was going back into deep into my brain to pick out some of those defensive cheers and try and bring something different for each possession. We had a lot of fun.
And, especially as you get to this later part of the season, obviously, things start to perk up a little bit with the playoffs. But, I guess how important is that, not just to kind of promote to the future Vikings, if you will, but to your current Vikings to kind of add a little, fun and excitement to their day and kind of break up their week as well.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, like you said, it's important for the players, and it breaks up the week and gets them to another game and keeps their spirits up, good team morale, but also just the fact that all those little Vikings are coming and their parents are coming. When we had ours the other night, there was 85 kids performing, plus their parents and grandparents. I mean, there's people that were standing because there wasn't room to sit. And then we had about 45 participating last night at the girls' game. And again, great environment. The girls almost took down Algoma. But it just kind of gives that sense of community and just makes for a fun night.
And then going back to your boys team, you were obviously able to beat Sevastopol earlier this week, and you're on a nice little run here. I believe it's 7 of 9 or 8 of 11, something like that. And it seems like the biggest difference between this half of the season and the previous half of the season is just how you've been closing games. And what kind of mentality does that take to kind of instill that into your players?
We've brought in a few different things just to work on closing games, and obviously, been spending a lot of time learning from the mistakes with the previous games, and the confidence is definitely built up after it only takes a couple wins, closing 1 or 2 out, and then the belief that they can do it. And then seeing these teams a second time around, knowing that it was close the entire time, and going back and thinking about all the mistakes that we made, too many turnovers, things like that. Take 5 of those turnovers away, box out, get some of those rebounds back, don't give them second chance points. And I think the guys realized that it was like really small things that were adding up to bigger issues. And so now that they're aware of them, they've been cleaning it up, and I've definitely seen a difference in our execution. And that's the difference.
And you're going to be facing a team tonight that's really has been just as hot as you have been, kind of this 8 of their last 10 type of streak with Southern Door. When you reflect on that 60-53 game in Fish Creek, what are some of the things that you're really happy that your team was able to pull off, and maybe some of the things that it took a couple nights for you to kind of get over, not waking up in the middle of the night thinking about?
Yeah, that was a frustrating game. We kind of gave them a quick lead in the beginning. We played catch up, and then we got there. I think we were down 2 at halftime. Took the lead, had 5-point lead with 7 minutes left in the game. I think if we're in that situation now, we close that game out, no problem. But we came down, and went back and just watched the film a couple nights ago, and we came down in that situation up 5 and 1 pass and shooting a 3, 2 passes, shooting a 3, turnover, 1 pass, shooting a 3, and we felt rushed. The guys were. You could tell the stress and then fatigue set in. And even coming down to the wire, we had opportunities to take the lead, and we just weren't capitalizing. Missed layups, again, more rush shots. And I think where we are right now in our headspace, again, if we're put in that situation, we'll have a better outcome.
And when you've taken a look at how Southern Door has played since then, who's really sticking out to you now? Obviously, Drew Dow's the major person, but we've started to see over the last week or two, as many teams are doing a little bit of a deeper rotation. Has there been anybody that's popped out of that deeper rotation that has maybe caught your eye?
Obviously Dallas, as you talked about, but I think the guy that really took me by surprise in our game, and he came off the bench in that game, was Pierre. Now, he can really shoot from the outside if you give him open space. They're pretty much playing five guys. They're not going that deep into their bench. They're really running a five-man rotation. I think it's just key to make sure that we, when we're in our man-to-man, we're locked in on our guys, staying in front. They like to drive and penetrate. They really like to get to the interior. You might see us go a little bit of zone if we can't stop that interior penetration. But otherwise, they're pretty balanced. Their main five guys are pretty balanced in scoring. And I think if, basically each guy on the Vikings, we just have to step up and play good defense and man-to-man and take care of our matchup. Is
there a way when teams run shorter benches that you're able to kind of take advantage of that when you run in your bench? Because, obviously you play, 3 or 4 people deep into your bench. Do you almost kind of try to get them to be a little bit more active just to see if you can wear down the other team?
Yeah, at times you can push the tempo. I think that if we can extend our defense a little bit more, make them work harder on offense. Obviously, once fatigue sets in, it's a different game, right? You get sloppy, you start to make mental mistakes. So we'll try to create a little chaos tonight. Try to, like you said, see if we can get them a little deeper into the rotation, and then once they start getting deeper into the rotation, that's when we should have a little more offense. If we can get some of those main guys out, get a little more offensive flow, see if we can streak some points together. And, I don't have much more to say about it. I think that it's going to be a good game tonight. I think that both teams are going to come ready to play. Obviously, Southern Door is playing they're tied for first right now. I think a 4-way tie. And I would love to upset another team that's on top. I think that we believe that we could have been there. We should have been there. Now we're just it's like the revenge tour. We're out to get everybody.
There you go. Fill in the blank time, Coach. Gibraltar drives home from Brussels tonight with a victory if your team is able to do what?
We have to stop interior penetration. We have to make sure that we limit their paint touches, get hands up on shooters from the outside, and don't allow second chance points.
Very good. Gibraltar at Southern Door tonight on 105.1. Coach, thanks as always for joining us.
Thank you, Tim. Talk to you later.
And you've been listening to the New Radio Sports Network.